So this is the offer that I received from University of Southampton after I have set my interview. As you know, this is a Russell Group University. So I was so happy after I received, and now I'm a student at University of Southampton. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I hope everybody received this from University of Southampton. I have set my interview last year, the medical interview, and it was during mid-February, second week of February. They sent you an email, then you have been shortlisted for an interview, and I wasn't that ready because they only give you 10 days in between to book one of your interview, and this interview is in person. So for anyone who have done online interviews, this is in person, face to face. They really want to see what you have got, and from my perspective, I preferred face to face interview, and the the interviewers were so nice at Southampton, uh, and I grabbed an offer. So make sure you follow this video, and all the best for everyone who has received an interview. Uh, to get an interview, it's really tough, and so well done. It's like 50% of your medical application so far, and now it's in your hands. So if you really do well in the interview, you can get that offer. So make sure to follow my video, and please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share. So let's get into the video. So the interview will be approximately 20 minutes. It is divided into two sections. The first section will be like there will be two interviews or two SSS where they will ask you questions, and then there's like a group session. So they actually divided into two parts. So actually, in the first place, we don't know which you could receive first. Uh, so as you know, I'm a BM6 student, foundation medical student. I applied for the foundation program. So anyone who's watching this video, I have done my medicine foundation year medical interview, but saying that even for people who are applying for first year, this could be really useful. Most commonly they're gonna ask mostly same type of questions. So first let's start off what kind of question they could ask. So you must be already know that uh, the why medicine question could always come up. So make sure that you have a really good answer for why medicine question. Why do you want to become a doctor, and why not nursing? Why didn't you choose nursing? And in those type of scenarios, don't ever underestimate other healthcare profession. So don't ever say nursing is not for me. Don't ever say that. Nurses are the backbone of the NHS, so don't ever underestimate the roles of the nurses. But saying that, make sure what makes you unique, to study medicine. Make sure you relate that to your work experience, what you have seen during your GP or hospital work experience that you have done. So that gives the interviewer an idea, oh, this candidate has really know what medicine is, and he has worked for his standards, and he has seen that through his work experience. So make sure you have a really good answer prepared for why medicine question. So another question they could ask you is why communication is important. So as you may know already, communication is a key aspect in healthcare setting. So make sure you have a really good answer prepared for why communication, what kind of communication skills do you need, what kind of communication skills do you have. So make sure everything that you have got, make sure you tell them, and always make sure you talk really confidently in between the two interviews that they ask. They want to see that you are not stressed, that just be relaxed. Always talk confidently, then they can see that you really want to do medicine, you are here for a reason. So in communication skills, make sure you relate that to your work experience, relate that back to medicine always. Question that they could ask you is, what is teamwork and why is teamwork important in medicine? And make sure you have really good answer prepared for that as well. As you may know, medicine is a teamwork where all healthcare professionals work together as in an MDT team, multidisciplinary team. So make sure you have a really good answer prepared for that. You can give examples where you have seen in your work experience or GP placement, or it could be any other settings that you have demonstrated teamwork. So make sure you have a really good example when you're talking about teamwork. They really want to see that. Uh, and one more important thing is, like I said before, the Southampton interviews are really nice to you. So make sure that you are not panicked. Just be yourself. Just be yourself in there. They will see that you are. If you really want to do medicine and study medicine, they will see from there. So make sure you perform really well in the interview. Just be relaxed. Be yourself. Don't try to do more things. Like I said, just prepare really well. Preparation is the key for this interview. Talk with your family, talk with your friends, record yourself, ask questions from yourself, and record yourself by asking questions, and then have a look what how you have answered during the process. Have a look on your recorded videos. How what is the posture and how do you talk? Do you talk really confidently? Make sure that always you reflect all of the questions, most probably everything that they're gonna ask. If you can reflect it back to medicine, don't hesitate, just reflect it back to medicine. They are really looking that from you. So make sure that you reflect most of the answers that you give for related back to medicine, why that will help you as a medical student, how will that help you in when you're doing medicine. I think you guys will have received so maybe you will receive the interviews in the first or second week of February. So during in that interview, they must have mentioned that these are the things that they are looking for. Communicate effectively, and one of the key things they want to have a knowledge of is the 6 C's of the NHS Constitution. So make sure you have studied those in your when you're preparing for your interview. They're gonna ask you that questions. So make sure that you have an rough idea about what are the 6 C's, what do they do, why are they important within the NHS. So the 6 C's are care, compassion, commitment, competent, communication, and courage. So make sure you have an idea about those six. Important question that they could ask you is, what are your strengths and weaknesses? So make sure you have a good answer prepared for that as well. And whenever you mention a weakness, don't be afraid to mention your weakness, and they want to see uh, after you mention your weakness, make sure that you have how do you cope with that weakness, what do you make sure to get uh, what do you make sure that you don't do that mistake again. They want to see that from you as well. So whenever you mention a weakness, make sure that you have an answer to give, that this is how I cope with it, this is how I do to make it work it better, this is what I do to improve it. And always make sure that you have strengths as well. Make sure that you are unique to those interviews, and they want to see what makes you different from other candidates. So make sure you have really good examples prepared for what are your strengths and weaknesses. Who has received an interview from Southampton, they're gonna most of the questions they could ask questions from your personal statement. So make sure you have read your personal statement uh, from the start to the end. Make sure you have a really good idea what you have written. They could ask you questions from your personal statement. uh, and for people who are doing the BM6 or the foundation medicine interview, uh, I think they have received the 3 questions to submit before and then send it back. So if you have written out those 3 types of questions, make sure you have you know what you have written. They could ask you questions from there, in those three questions that they have asked. So make sure you have revised and uh, write that all the things that you have known. Question that they could ask is, what is a challenging situation that you have faced, and that how will that help you as a medical student? So when you're answering this type of question, you can include any example. It shouldn't be any work experience or GP placement. Make sure what is the most challenging thing that you have faced in your life, and then relate it back to medicine. How will that help you as a medical student? Because medical school can be really tough. It is really stressful, and they really want to see how would you cope with it. So if you have a really good answer prepared for that, then that's what they're looking for. Just don't be scared at all. Just be relaxed, just be yourself and answer according. They could ask is, why did you choose Southampton? Why not another university? So make sure you have really good answer prepared for that. Make sure you research on your website, on the University of Southampton website, and go onto your course module and read your course module. What are the things that they offer during first year or during your foundation medical year, so that you have an idea if they ask any question, what made you choose this course, and that you have really, as you know, they could also go ask type of question from like, what do you know about like the four pillars of medicine. Just make sure that you have an basic idea of what they are, what do they do, how they involve within the NHS or in the healthcare. So like beneficence, autonomy, non-maleficence, and justice. So make sure you know the four pillars of medicine that they can come up with is, what do you think of the NHS budget? Do you think you should increase it or decrease it? And in these type of things, you need to make sure you answer accordingly. And just make sure that you have researched about NHS, what are their budgets going on around, and just have a basic idea about the investments or the salaries that they are giving healthcare professions. Just a basic idea, you don't have to research much, just a basic idea. Another question that they could come up with is, tell me about your work experience. What did you see doctors do during your work experience? For people who couldn't get any work experience in the hospital settings, don't worry. Even a GP setting is fine. Just make sure that you tell them what you have seen. Just be yourself. Make sure you have seen what, tell them what you have seen. What do the doctors do? How do they cope with when they're tough situation? How they deal with patients? How do they work within a multidisciplinary team? The leadership role, how do they communicate with patients? There could be language barriers, and how do they cope with language barriers for different patient or different cultures. So make sure or include everything that you have seen and relate it back to medicine. How will that help you as a medical student, or how will that help you as a future doctor? And make sure if you have state a claim, make sure you back it up and support it, so uh, there's no regrets after. So make sure you always, for PM6 students, as I mentioned before, there will be a group task interview. So that will be like approximately 30 minutes. And I know a lot of people could be scared of it. I myself was scared of it because we wouldn't know what would be the group interview be like. So but I assure you, please don't be panicked. It's actually nothing, like it's not stressful at all. So there will be like 8 candidates in the group interview, and they will give you like something, like a leaflet, and then you have to talk in between with your candidates, and make sure you talk to each your candidates in your teamwork, in your group task. Make sure you are not silent. Always come up with ideas and involve other people within your group. And if somebody is not talking, make sure that you involve that person to the discussion. So that shows you that you are really a good healthcare profession when you are involving others and encouraging others to participate. Participation is a key coordination within medicine. So make sure you involve everyone. So from for like one of the question that we got prioritized task after you have done your lectures. So they gave us a list, and then we prioritize task, discussing with each other what is the most important and what is the least important. So it is really simple thing, so don't panic within your group interview. So as I mentioned, all the things, make sure you prepare really well. And this is a in-person interview, face to face, and the interviews are really kind, so you don't have to really panic. I know it could be really stressful, but practice within your family, practice with your friends. And if you have any questions, please feel free to message me. There's my Insta in the description. uh, so I wish you all the very best, and for make sure that you comment, subscribe, and click the bell icon, so anytime I upload a new video you will get a notification. And please don't forget to share this video for people who have interviews as well. So I wish you all the very best. Thank you for watching this video. um, have a good day.